Hi, my name is Kate Hill, and I am one of the recipients of the Outstanding Teaching Assistant Award in 2019-2020. And while I'm disappointed I can't be with you all as you embark on this new TA orientation, I'm excited to talk with you in this video. So, a teaching challenge that I've experienced is related in large part due to my own teaching philosophy. And it's that I believe that students learn best when they're actively engaged with the course material because this approach is more equitable and inclusive. I focus on leveraging student ideas as resources in my classroom. I usually start with grounding learning in a question, a big central question, where students can use their everyday experiences to make connections with that question and to try and use tools that they have already to solve that question, as well as some tools that I might introduce in class. And so this interactive format can be frustrating at times to students because they're often more comfortable taking notes passively, or they want a correct answer at the end of one of these questions, and I can't always provide that to them because that's not how the questions were designed. And so this interactive format is essential to my teaching philosophy because I know it's going to lead to this deeper learning, but I know it can be uncomfortable both for me as the teacher as well as for my students because it involves risk taking. And I can't script my lessons because I need to be responsive to student ideas, and the students can get frustrated because there isn't necessarily a correct answer. So to get the students and myself comfortable with these types of situations, I found a few solutions that I think are helpful for creating this environment in my classroom where it's safe to take intellectual risks. So on the first day of class, I set the stage by explaining my teaching philosophy and how at its core, it relies on students engaging both with me and with each other to create knowledge and solve these complex problems. And so after I set this expectation, I then have students think about on their own first, what are they expecting of me as the teacher in the class? What do they think I expect of them as my students? And then what expectations should we set for each other as members of this class so that we can really engage in these solving these complex problems? And after they reflect on their own, I have them get together in groups, and then we have a whole class discussion, kind of summing up our best ideas, and I'll note them on the board. And our goal at the end of this is that we have expectations for what the students expect of me, what I expect of the students, and what we expect of each other as a class. And this sets the stage for us creating a space where it's safe to take these intellectual risks. And then we have to practice this. So every day we work on these types of activities in class, and the students slowly get accustomed to this type of instruction. And on my end as a teacher, my planning for these activities looks less like scripting a lecture, and I spend more time trying to come up with guiding questions for these activities. How could I narrow in something that's really a big question into some smaller pieces that students could leverage those experiences and tools to try to solve? And I also spent a lot of time trying to come up with what I think students might say. How might they respond to that type of question? And if they responded with that, how could I engage with that idea? And so I also prepare to use my talk moves. And these talk moves can help me probe student thinking, such as, could you tell me more about that? Or what do you mean by that? Or how did you get to that solution? How did you solve that problem? And with open-ended questions, it's often more important for me to see the student thought process and the tools they're using rather than focusing on, oh, they said the correct answer. They said natural selection, and that's what I was looking for. So these open-ended questions take some practice. It takes a lot of listening on your part as the instructor, and I try and practice that in preparation for my lesson. I hope this encourages you to take intellectual risks in your classroom so that your students can engage authentically with your course material, and that their ideas and experiences can be valued and leveraged to solve complex problems.